So thanks for coming to our concept meeting for the Phoenix Arts and Culture Network. As you know, the purpose of this meeting is to address an identified issue in our community and come up with an event-based solution. So one of the things that we have been talking about over the past several minutes is this issue that with COVID-19 and the pandemic, art and cultural leaders in the Phoenix metro area have been unable to connect with one another. There's been a lot of transition in roles and responsibilities, and we want to provide a way where they can reconnect, build those relationships, and support one another moving forward. So we have talked about several different possible solutions to this, having in-person networking events, having speakers come in and present, but I really like the idea of having a virtual speed networking event that's been proposed here today. I think this would provide a good opportunity for us to get a diverse group of individuals together at all leadership levels with different roles and responsibilities, connecting and discussing how they can collaborate and find opportunities to support one another in the future. So we've been brainstorming a lot of different options for what our mission would be for that event and some particular goals. Tyler, would you mind kind of summarizing what we talked about?
Absolutely. So the mission that we had for the kind of speed networking was that the Phoenix Art and Cultural Network believes that professional connection and collaboration inspire and enhance the art and culture community. Kind of the objective that we were going to have with that was to host a 1-hour virtual speed networking event in July, where we'd have about 20 participants from 4 art and cultural institutions throughout Phoenix area, where they can get together and have those separate build outs through the Zoom community. And then the goal of it would be to create a social networking opportunity in the Valley to connect art and cultural professionals, cultivate valuable relationships, and increase the civic engagements throughout the art institutions in this area.
Yeah, I love that. I think that sounds really good for our purposes today. So the next item on our agenda is to discuss some of the event themes and activities that we'll be doing. And I know that you mentioned sort of those breakout rooms. How do you think that would work? Do you think that we should break up by institution, by role?
A little bit of both. I think that it is important to have people from different institutions being able to have a chance to speak with each other, as opposed to having 2 people from the same institution in the same group, if that's possible, because there's a chance they already know each other. There's a chance they already are in meetings together. And what we're really trying to do is build relationships across institutions. And so the vision that I kind of had for this was to have at least a different person from each institution in the breakout groups, where they're able to network across and have chances to see how they're dealing with COVID and how their institution is getting ready to reopen or not reopen, and how what their future looks like, and kind of some steps they're taking with that. And then if there are any pauses or stumbles in those conversations, maybe we can provide some different topics that they can go over as well.
I love that idea. Yeah, like some discussion prompts, maybe. I think that's great. And then do you think like 4 or 5 breakout rooms would be sufficient?
Yeah, I would say with the amount of participants we're shooting for, which was about 20, probably 5 breakout groups would be an adequate amount.
That's great. And we can look at the details a little bit more in depth in the future. I think this sounds really good. So for our project team vision, what we have envisioned is a virtual speed networking event to take place on Zoom with art and cultural leader institutions across the Valley that connect those leaders and professionals based on their shared experiences with COVID and all the transition that's taken place, and provide them some relationship building opportunities. So For general information, we've sort of discussed July, as you mentioned. I think we've discussed probably a morning event, maybe a coffee theme to go with the event to get everybody excited, and then virtually on Zoom, of course. So some of the next steps that we can look at are developing a marketing plan for the event, creating our budget, risk assessment, and then of course we'll want to plan our next meeting as well and get some more stakeholders involved. That would be critical to the event.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for joining me today.